Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Today I want to focus on looking at proposals. And when we look at proposals, often what happens is panic, fear, all those negative thoughts come into it. Oh no, I'm giving my life away now. So what happens is people say no, often the case, even if it's somebody good, they don't know until it's too late. So what I really want to focus is to look at the fact that when you get a proposal, don't say no. Don't say no, but just by the photo or by the CV. And I want to share two stories with you. Before I do that, why am I telling you not to say no straight away? Because all these fears that we have, we're just overwhelmed and you feel like your life is about to end. Basically, there's no freedom. All these negative thoughts comes in, and especially as women, I think it's even more daunting because it means that you give up your space, freedom, your comfort zone, and go and live with somebody else. It's really understandable. And the reason why we shouldn't be saying no straight away, really hold and think and reflect and turn to Allah, is for two reasons. Number one, listen very carefully to this. Number one, how would we feel when we are rejected by somebody? And, just to hear so-and-so has said no, doesn't it hurt? It feels empty. It feels like, what have I done? What is it about me that you said no to? Don't you feel like that in your head? That's number one. That when we say no to somebody, what would it be like for us to hear if somebody else said no to us? So think about putting yourself in that position, in someone else's shoes. We wouldn't like it. Number two, and that's very, very important. We know this. There is a saying that good things comes in bad packages or packaged badly. Sometimes you look at the photo, it doesn't appeal to you. Sometimes the CV, is given at the wrong time. All of that, everything is right time. Everything is right. It's Allah's way of testing to see whether you will go and look. Because once you start looking, everything starts unfolding. Positive things starts happening. So when you say no, you don't even know the fact that you are turning away a good proposal, turning away somebody who might be good for you. And in fact, often that is the case, that you find that the proposal that came to you 10 years ago, 5 years ago, was the one really good for you. You've searched. So that's why whatever comes, always look and do justice before, you move on to something else. And I hope that you don't have to move into something else, because when you look at somebody, Allah always gives blessings. So I said in the beginning, I'll share a story why you shouldn't be saying no to a CV or a photo. I was speaking to two women. One of them was a mother of a daughter, and one of them was an aunt of a young man. The mother of the daughter was so sad. She said every time we send CVs, they ask for photos. When we give photos, they say no straight away. But when they see the CV of our daughter, it's positive. And they look at the photo, they say no. And that's really sad, because what is it about the photo? Because she's a beautiful young woman and so forth. And I could sense in her voice and in her face, because I was sitting next to her, really worried, and also, felt rejected. And my only comfort was, khair inshallah. We must remember that when you look at a CV, your daughter looks at you. Don't say no based on the photo or the CV that they've given. That's what I said to the mother. I said, don't worry too much. Remember, when they said no, we don't know why. If there's nothing, it's something wrong with them. And alhamdulillah, she was comforted. When I spoke to another lady, this was the aunt of a young man. Again, she was so sad, and she said, look, people, when they look at the photo, they say no straight away. And again, I turned to comforting her. I said, look, at the end of the day, it's very important actually that we don't become too extreme. Nowadays, what's happened is it's so easy to get photos and CVs, and it's also easy to say no. We must stop this culture of saying no just by the fear of looking at the photo and the CVs. And there's so much discussion on this, but I don't want to go too much into it. But I think most of us have experienced the quick way of coming and quick way of going, and this is, there is a saying, a proverb in Arabic we must remember: al-ajalatu min ash-shaytan. Al-ajala, rushing and hastening is from shaitan. Wat-ta'anni min ar-rahman, subhanallah. And taking your time is from Rahman. The word Rahman is the most merciful. It's Allah. So take your time, look into it. Don't just go by the photo and the CV. And remember the two ladies. Inshallah, we'll stop here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.